So you see now, Mr. Wang Jian's case is about to burst and explode. Wang Jian's incident, death by taking photos, will strike fear to all the people that are in China. Are we a people for sheep? But sheep sometimes feel so scared when they see blood. They don't just eat grass. Wang Jian's death caused by taking photos is definitely a turning point. China's private entrepreneurs see the future. I believe, since Mr. Wang Jian's death, people like Jack Ma, Xu Jiaying, Wang Jianling. Wang Jian is known to have been photographed at death. Wang Ling died of cancer. All that remained is Wang Jianling. What else is there? Mr. Lu Zhiqiang. So many people, so many big bosses. Who would dare to go to province in the future? Who would dare to go to France? Who would dare to go anywhere? What's more, I just learned recently that the owners who have massive loans, the boss I just mentioned, his family and himself are not allowed to go to abroad. If they plan to go to abroad, they must be accompanied by the designated personnel of the state. And the entire family is not allowed to go to abroad at the same time. That's very interesting. This should not call it a cultural revolution. This is a new form of a kidnapping revolution with socialist characteristics in China. This is interesting. Well, Wen Gui's intelligent work didn't do it well. It turned out that all of these people are gone abroad in the past year, accompanied by a designated Domestic Security Protection Bureau, people from designated departments, or local intelligence agents sent by local embassies. And the family cannot go abroad together. Half of them must stay in the country. In fact, in the history, they call it proton. They will send their own prince to the other countries to be a pledge, to express my peace to you, and your goodwill, and my commitment. Now what? All these rich families are turned into protons, turned into hostages. Well, Mr. Wang Jian, in this case, you can kill yourself by taking photos and jumping over the walls. It's interesting. Was the Communist Party who sent these people who were breached of their duties where they killed him? Or Mr. Chen Feng wants to wipe out him since Mr. Wang were turning against him in the recent half year. So we think that HNA Wang Jian was fight for the position of chairman of the board of the directors, compete for the stock equity, a life or death struggling, or he bribed the insiders of HNA, or Wang Qishan think his secretary Chen Feng was more reliable, so that's why they killed him. Or is it result of the imbalance of interest between those bastards whom Wang Jian helped raise in the past and those kleptocrats? So now they want to silence him. More importantly, why did he die within days of the completion after transfer of the stock equities from Hong Kong? And it was on the July 3rd. This kind of a punishment, warning, threat to be killed, this kind of announcement orders, who has this kind of abilities? Only Wang Qishan and Meng Jianzhu. Wang Qishan, Meng Jianzhu, Fu Zhenhua, Sun Lijun, the ministries of security have no such person now. The ministries of security does not exist this person. That's the story now. That's interesting.
这就是这件故事，现在太有意思了。战友们，想想这有意思啊！
Dear supporters, it is interesting to think about this. More importantly, people now want to see all of the loans from HNA, and that recently the People's Bank of China issued him the deadline to return a number of overdue payments, which I found out yesterday. This was sent a month ago, and several of HNA indirect and manipulated and controlled shares in Hong Kong have plunged.
并且，海航的多个在香港间接和操纵的控股的股票都是暴跌。
As I said yesterday, the original accounts of the kleptocrats and bastards and the overseas accounts were all transferred, including the properties in the opposite side of the apartment. It took me 2 days to check and find that the property holding company have changed.
房产的控股公司也变了。
They bought a 200 million house on 61st
原来在
Street,
这个60
and the house has been turned over to someone
亿
else.
多美金的房子，这个房子也转完了，转给别人了。
But according to my knowledge about H&A, you to write the H&A asset treatment scheme and the process of the recent report to the People's Bank of China, to the lenders, to the Departments of Homeland Security, and give national security committees. However, some of these things they didn't mention about it. And he wouldn't. That illustrate what? Again, yesterday and today show that Mr. Wang Jin is probably because he knew too much.
再次在昨天和今天证明，
And H&A, Mr. Chen Feng and Wang Qishan are more close than him.
他知道的太
Mr. Wang Jin is considered an outsider.
陈峰先生
His segregate function has been complete.
他属于外边人，他的代孕的
The child was
功能
born.
已经完毕。
It's time to cut the umbilical
改剪
cord.
脐带了，
He finished his work.
他完成了
At the same time, he's a
同时
threat.
带的都是威胁，而且叫
And
他
to kill him could slow and even stop a series of American and European investigations, and also the political oppositions at home. I believe it is the Xi Jinping who wants to investigate H&A and send a special team to
要
investigate.
针对海航全面调查，派专案小组的。
This is the best way to stop the bleeding.
止血。
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. The Voice of Go Media.